they have a warrant. There is an order that military officers don't step into.
What should they do now? I mean, I'm sure the leadership. I'm sure they're watching you now.
I wish the CDS will, speak. I doubt he will do that, but I wish he will do that. If not, the military officers, I am told at the moment they are talking to themselves. I'm told they are talking to themselves.
What's that?
When I say they are talking to themselves,
what does that mean?
Obviously, there are some of them who are superior to the others, and there's division. So when there's division, those who seem to be have been paid for by their paymasters to do the things that are not right are being spoken to now. I know the president met heads of security yesterday. I think yesterday or so. I don't know whatever conversation that took place, but
was the CDS there?
Definitely, he will be there. He's and so mine is that
I keep asking if he was there, if he was present, because you said he had been sidelined.
No, he's been. You see,
so you mean that physically he appears to be in charge?
You appear to be in charge, but
that's what you mean.
Some people who are not in charge of the military, who have no military brains, who are doing these things. They don't have any idea with regards to how the military must function. Either they got promoted through some goodwill, they got promoted through bootlicking, they've gotten to the top, and they are just misbehaving. I think they should stop. At the end of the day, Ghana must win. Whoever wins the elections, Ghana must win. And that is what some of us are talking about. Ghana must win. And if Ghana must win, then somebody else would have to learn to say that, enough is enough. Even if Rawlings, Almighty, the late Jerry John Rawlings, gave power through the ballot when NDC lost their first elections, then I don't think that we should be afraid to speak about these things. I don't think we should be afraid to talk about them. I don't think we should. So for me, we should openly talk about them and call their bluff and tell them that, we know you know us. You can't hide, we can't hide. I'm told some of them are not happy. I say, you are not happy, so what? You are not happy, so
not
what?
happy in terms of what?
In terms of some of us are calling them out that do the right thing. If calling you out to do the right thing will not make you unhappy, then I will double call you. I will call you and call you and call you out. Because then you are doing things that are not right. So now all that some of us are saying is that let's get it right. If Ghanaians want to vote for you as an MP, they would vote for you. If they want to vote for you as president, they would vote for you. No amount of scheming and machinations and dirty dealings would save anybody. And we will not allow that. So for me, and I'm aware that you have a good number of them in Jubilee House here. It's just here. It's just here. You see, the point is that even Jubilee House was built with our money.
Okay.
The officers there are paid with our money. So we will call them out. There is nothing fictitious about it. So all that I'm saying is that enough is enough. We don't want the military in town. When citizens see them, they should ask them to leave. Because I hear citizens are already hooting at them. So when they see them, they should ask them to leave. We don't want them anywhere. Or else it's very soon we'll get into the night. And if you are not careful, things get out of hand. And you will call me. You will call me to come and give an account.
Hopefully
and I don't want to give any. I want to give an account of a peaceful
only
Ghana.
Good things. Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Adabuna. He brought us a lot of insights into what the hotspots are, the issues on the ground, things that should not happen that are happening that needs to be checked so that we don't have any problems moving forward, especially as the hours go by. We've been voting for exactly 4 hours now. Now, we're looking forward to the rest of the process running smoothly so we don't report any confusion or any problems. Thank you so much for joining us and for all the analysis that you've brought us. We're going to cross over now to Hohoe, where our correspondent Faisal is on standby. Hello, Faisal. Faisal. All right, while Faisal joins us, Faisal, can you unmute your microphone? Yes. There you are.
Good morning.
All right, Faisal, which constituency are you joining us from in Hohoe?
I am in the Hohoe constituency and currently at Alavanyo where there are 2 police stations at the Alavanyo sector currently. As I speak to you, we are the very police station where the parliamentary candidate for the NDC has just voted, where I'm told there are about 503 persons on the register. So far, close to 140 have already voted.
All right.
The situation in Hohoe is a very calm one, as I reported last night, except that more security officers are being brought to the police station. I spoke to the Volta-North police commander earlier, who told me that they are only doing so to ensure that the place remains calm throughout the day and the polls are over. And so the situation in Hohoe constituency is a very calm one. When we got to the center here, we were told that 5% on the proxy list, people have come here to vote for them, only to be told that their names are not on the register, even though the 5 names are already on the proxy list. And so the 5 persons who came here to vote for them have been turned away. Let me try and engage the presiding officer to give us a bit of highlight on that very issue.
All right.
Presiding. Let me have it. Okay, so I'm getting him shortly. He's joining me. Let me understand exactly what the situation is as far as that is concerned. Is that fine? The presiding officer has declined to speak to us on camera, but the parliamentary candidate for the NDC, Thomas Walanyo Teko, is still here. Let me try and engage him. He's just gone through the process. Good morning. You are live on TV3. You have just gone through the voting process. First and foremost, what do you make of the process?
The process, thank you very much. The process has been very smooth. So far, we haven't recorded any major issues in Hohoe, but I've taught some of the centers, and I've also taken feeds from most of the centers. The only challenge we had was at Ahado, one of the police stations, where before they brought them, they had to wait for 1.5 hours before. So the voting at that particular police station delayed for about 1.5 to 2 hours. That's a major challenge that we have encountered. Security is okay, and then everything is moving on.
Hello, Faisal. Faisal.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know what will happen.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we don't know the plans they have. Yeah, but if it's to move like this in Hohoe, then I don't think we have a much problem. The only problem we are anticipating is an intel given to us by some security officers that we should prepare for evening, because the light will surely go off at centers that the current that outgoing MP seems to be losing. So the light will definitely, and we believe
security is telling you that you should prepare.
Yes, we
should be light out.
Yes, he said the light will surely. That was the word, the statement of the person who gave me the intel, that the light will surely go off. And I believe that statement because during our campaign, wherever I go in the evening, they deliberately put the lights off. Immediately I finish my program, they put the lights on. So I will not be surprised. Areas that the MP thinks that outgoing MP thinks that he will lose. They will deliberately put the light on. And ballot stuffing is something that people have been caught and have been reported to the police. You don't know what they have done about it. Ballot boxes being tampered and kept in ballot boxes. But we are also going to be very vigilant.
You reported to the police?
Oh yes.
It hasn't come to our attention.
The police are aware of this particular report.
Now, finally,
and a classical example is what was found in that returning officer's car at Golikwati. The case was reported to the regional police commander. Still, they are still massaging the issue. So we are with eagle eye, and we are also prepared for their plan to put the lights out. We are prepared with our generator and then the fuel at the collation center in Hohoe and all the police stations. We are prepared with our torch lights that we will use. Because
finally,
though they are pretending to be doing well, the police, we don't know whether they are also pretending. But until we are done and everything is peaceful, we can't say everything is all right. But so far, we can't.
Smooth process. You agree with me? But finally, before you go, you've gone through the process. How do you feel voting for yourself? You mentioned that earlier.
Oh yeah, I feel good. I feel very, very, very good. Not just voting for myself, but voting for the next president of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama. because he's the one coming to reset Ghana. Ghana is in a very huge deep pit that we need someone who has the experience to come and then take Ghana out from that pit. We are also going to help him as an MP for Hohoe. Right. Now, what the current MP, you see, sometimes when you try to pay some media houses to hail you, to tell stories that does not exist in your constituency, when it gets to election time, as Bamiyahu said, it will expose you. Today, the MP himself is going around sharing sunlight. Sunlight. Oh, yes. Sunlight. And we reported to the police, and they have to move her out of the police station, at Palamafu police station, to be specific. You see, sunlight and 50 Ghana cities. That's why he's going around sharing to the people. If you are someone who said he worked, who has done it, and who has done it, why do you now try to induce voters with 50 Ghana cities and sunlight? We are not doing that. We know the people want change. The people want Walano Chepo to be their MP because they know the track record. Comparing Walano Chepo 1 year as a parliamentary candidate and John Peter Mewu's 4 years as MP, he has nothing. He has no story to tell. We have stories to tell. You know some of the stories. We have told some of them. TV3 has told most of our stories. And I'm very confident. I am very confident. Very confident. Thank you. Walano Chepo by 7 o'clock. By 7 o'clock, when the results are being declared, Walano Chepo will elect the MP for Hohoe, and President Mahama will be our next president.
We wish you well. Thank you very much. And so that's the parliamentary candidate for the NDC for the Hohoe constituency, Walano Thomas Chepo, speaking to us. A few allegations we've made that have not come to our attention yet. But since we are working with the police, we'll be crossing over and be cross-checking some of these claims that he has made and the others as well now.
All right, thank you so much, Faisal. And we are going to be bringing you constant updates from constituencies across the nation today. We will continue to be on air 24 hours every day until the election results are called and declared. So you stick with us. This is your Election Command Center. We're live on 3FM as well, 92.7. And on our live streams, you can connect with us with the hashtag Election Command Center. I'm here with Roland Walker and Pakwesi. Roland.
And our 24-hour broadcast for each of the days until the last ballot is certified and then announced by the Electoral Commission. As your Election Command Center is brought to you by a number of great partners and sponsors: Yas Sanitary Pads, Franco Trading Enterprise, Piva Drinking Water, and then My Life Insurance, Bell Beverages, and Bell Aqua Mineral Water, Syntex Tank, Dreams Cosmetics, Slam Body and Splash, Techno Common 30S, Top Choco Chocolate Drink, Mont Mineral Water, Petrosol, many other related partners. And you also watching us through streaming platforms, whether it is for 3FM 92.7 or TV3 Ghana. You also know that we're live on 3FM 92.7, and certainly for all the relevant platforms, we also have TV3 Ghana as well. And we have to again give you many related issues, all that has been happening, etc. And we have to take you to Western North, where we have Matthew Ahiave, who has the latest for us. There was just some few minutes ago a report of a scuffle. Matthew, what's the latest where you are? Which polling station, which constituency in Western North? Matthew, please unmute yourself.
Roland, I'm here also constituency, the staff room to be precise this morning.
Okay, where did you say you were again? Your sound was a bit muffling.
Especially also constituency, the staff room to be precise.
Okay. I do know that you made reports of some incidents earlier. Can you just apprise us of that and what really transpired?
Yes. Roland, I think an information from someone when I was on my way coming, and I have to rush quickly to a staff room, Anglican Primary School number 2. That is the polling station's name. And when I got here, in fact, one this disabled man gave me some information that there are some people pretending and also some party agents helping some other healthy people to help them vote in their booth. What he told me was the guy was really helping them go to the booth, vote for what the guy wants them to vote for. So I have the man here who has more to tell me. Please come.
Well, we seem to have some challenge with the connection there, internet connectivity, obviously, on the stream. We'll try and re-establish that by a phone call and try to get some clarity on what Matthew Anyave is reporting to us from the Sefiri constituency in the Western North region. And the latest we're having, there's been a number of incidents already reported by Ibrahim Abubakar from the Aswanse constituency. But we can also do a number of recaps as well, with the incident being reported of the military also doing some patrols, and subsequently concerns being raised by ordinary voters as well due to their presence. More so, we also know that the borders have been closed following that release by the Interior Minister that will take effect until tomorrow about 6 to 8 p.m. So that'll be it for now. But in the meantime, now we have a lot to talk about.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we promise to bring you expert analysis on the various issues live in studio. We've spoken about security. We had a lot to say about security because already we've received some reports that are a little unsettling, but we're trusting our security agencies to ensure that everything stays calm and that there are no major issues reported moving forward. But back in studio, I'm joined by, again from yesterday, Dr. Kobi Mensah, Senior Lecturer at the University of Ghana, Political Marketing Expert extraordinaire, has joined us for more conversations on today's elections and more. But while we are in studio, we're also going to bring you more visuals on things happening on the ground. Currently, we're bringing you a live visual from Esla Owusu's constituency, that's Ablekuma West, and she's about to cast her vote. The Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Esla Owusu, is behind the box now, if you can see on the screen. Yes, there she is, behind the box. She's in the process of casting her vote. Live from the Ablekuma West constituency, Portia Gabo is there now, and we see Esla going through the process. She has just completed the parliamentary process. Yes, she has just done the presidential. So now she's going to cast her vote for the parliamentary aspirants. Again, hopefully. Yeah, she seems to have moved to the presidential. Well, we can't really tell from looking at the cameras, at the pictures on screen. But basically, she has just finished casting her vote live from the Ablekuma West constituency. That is the Honorable Minister for Communication and Digitalization, Honorable Esla Owusu Akufo there. We'll continue to bring you visuals as our members of parliament and other notable figures go to cast their vote. And we continue to encourage you to abide by the rules when you go and cast your vote. Go quietly, stand in line, cast your vote, go back home. If you wish to watch the counting process, you may return after 5 p.m. when voting ends, all right? We're live on 3FM 92.7. We're live on TV3, your election command center. We're live on all of our live streams, and we encourage you to stay with us. Back in studio again, Professor Kobi Mensah is here. Also, the man who wrote a book on the elections 2020 that we've all been reading and immersing ourselves into. So happy to have him in the studios with us this morning, Mr. Alex Ketre Duku from Pong. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome to our studios. Yes, great to have you again. Good to see you, sir. And we've been live since 6 a.m. monitoring pre-election activities, and then when voting started at 7 o'clock till now. A lot of things have been reported. Some places very calm, other places not so much. But before we look at today, Mr. Frimpong, I'd like us to take a look. We'll go back in history and look at an overview of how elections have been conducted in the past versus how the 2024 general elections have been conducted and how it's going so far.
Thank you, ma'am. Today's election is the 9th.
Yes, this is the 9th.
But if you go back, we can talk of 1951, where we had the very first elections. And in fact, 3 elections before we gained independence. But since in the previous elections, some of the tenures were so short. In 1969, we had only 1 election ended, successive election. And that in itself is history. It is also interesting that over the 8 previous elections, we have had 2 parties alternating power.
Yes.
And I would say they have each scored 4 goals. So who scored the winning goal?
And that's
today
one way to look at it.
Is what we are here talking about. In terms of the elections, we started in 1992 after a long period of military rule. So what we had was a transition election. And transition elections have their own challenges. For more than a decade or so, there had been no national elections. So the system for conducting the elections had serious challenges. People who have idea about the last election or who took part in the last election may no longer be there and so on. But the good thing is that after the acrimony of 1992, we have made progress. And one of the factors which helped us move forward was the emergence of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee, where the ruling party or the ruling alliance at that time and the opposition at the time, together with the Electoral Commission, tried to meet on frequent basis to see if they can have some reform. And it is interesting that the 3 major groups at that time agreed that there was a need for such reforms. In 1992, the NDC, PNDC has transited to NDC and had won the election all right. With the boycott, it also completely dominated the parliament as well. So it will appear they were having it good. And yet, with the boycott, the voter turnout was so low, I think 29%. So somehow, anyhow, it affected how people perceived the election. And the ruling government itself thought if something was not done, maybe some other soldiers will come and disrupt the whole process. The opposition groups also found themselves outside parliament. But they soon came to realize that if we don't come to some form of consensus to have some electoral reforms, then by the next election we'll be where we were. Then the Electoral Commission, for the first election, it was an interim electoral commission, which was created by decree.
By decree?
Yes.
Okay.
But the Constitution has made provisions for a permanent electoral commission with all its powers and its independence enshrined in the Constitution. So, be it as it may, the new body which came in also felt that whatever challenges occurred in the previous election was somehow affected the legitimacy of the EC. So the new one also was prepared to do something. I'm saying that it was this consensus, the fact that 3 major stakeholders found the need that something should be done. And that is what started the process of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee. And it is through that body that a number of reforms were made.
All right. All right. That's a very interesting overview of where we have come from 1951 all the way to now. Now, I want you to come in, Prof. We have seen, oh, Doc, I beg your pardon. Doc, I keep, it's actually Prof. Why? Pardon me. Yes, I have
because
confused.
of the relationships.
Yes, I know. Now, yesterday we were talking about our communication and how things have been handled and how it would affect today. Now, we've been voting for 4 hours and 19 minutes. What's your assessment of all that we've heard so far? I'm sure you've been following what's been happening all day. What's your assessment of what all that's been happening so far?
Well, I think that so far you would say that it's been appreciable.
Appreciable.
I think people had actually gone to the polls very early. In fact, I was there myself, approximately about 5:15.
To vote?
Exactly. And
You too?
Exactly.
So early?
Very early. And by the time I got there, people had already been there.
Were there stones and buckets in the queue?
No. Human beings.
The human beings themselves were present.
Exactly. I thought I was going to be first. Unfortunately.
At 5:30?
Yeah.
Which polling station or which constituency?
And Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
By the time
so the students were there?
Yeah, not only students, but faculty,
right.
other people
At
live
5?
around. Yeah. In fact, some people, I heard one lady, she actually registered at the time she was student. I mean, I'm talking about
years ago.
Someone my age. It means that she registered years ago and she keeps, coming there to vote. And you could see quite a lot of people
like
in
that
category. I think Commonwealth, there were quite a lot of older Commonwealth people there, So you realize that people keep the tradition, to come on campus and to vote. And so, yes, by the time I got there, I was about between 10th and 12th.
Okay.
In the queue.
Not too bad.
Exactly, not too bad. And so, generally speaking, obviously from the perspective of the campus, very serene, the process very much orderly. I think one thing that I observed, which I think the EC has to take into consideration, because if it was a commercial product, you wouldn't buy. The logo on the EC,
the emblem.
The emblem.
What's wrong with it?
One is the old one, one is the new one. Yeah, in marketing, if the brand, the logo of the product, you're going to suspect fictitious in the product.
Okay, so there are 2 different logos, you're saying?
Exactly. Of course, I mean, nobody would challenge that. But I think it's important that we are very particular about what we're doing, If you have changed the logos, they have to be completely changed for every booth so that people wouldn't have the basis to mistrust. These are little things, but we have to be particular about them. And then also, in terms of the inscription, which one is presidential booth, which one is parliamentary booth? Look, I'm a marketing
Just now,
person.
we were trying to figure that out while watching the video.
I thought that they could have the inscription. Even if you could, rotate them, maybe be used for something else. Just a paper.
A sticker.
With a sticker, that you can always peel off. Presidential, parliamentary. So in the queue, you could see where you're going. And then when you get there, you could...
Did you experience any confusion, personally?
Well, I didn't. But I think that it is important because some people could, find it confusing. And then when I query, the gentleman or the lady says, oh, it's written, I think it's a gentleman, it's written on the but I said, no, but that's too small. That notice that is on that, the ballot box, I think it's too small. But the booth could have that inscription so that when you get there, you can... I mean, we're learning, but we have to make sure that we're doing the right things as we learn. So I'm hoping that in the next electoral cycle, they would have a proper, demarcations.
Okay.
So that it doesn't actually... But other than that, I think it's been appreciable.
Now, we were just now talking to one of our correspondents who was reporting from a constituency where one of the parliamentary candidates had decided that he will not jump the queue, so to speak. So he arrived at the polling station and then he decided to join the queue, all right, with everybody else. People from the opposition party got upset because they thought that was some sort of campaigning on election day by trying to join the QMB with the people. And before we knew it, they were exchanging blows at the polling station. Now, while I am not very clear about the rules about a parliamentary aspirant joining a queue to vote on election day, because that's not the norm, but I'm not clear on what exactly the rules say. What I mean, you're a political marketing specialist, analyst, expert. How do you assess the situation?
I think that this definitely will be on the blind side of everybody, you know. But as we're learning, perhaps we could also start looking at that because as a learning institution or as a learning, you know, what do you call entity, whenever something happens, you probably might have not legislated. It's a novel situation, so you probably could take. I can understand why they want to join the queue. I wouldn't want to jump a queue. I always want to be in a queue. You know, I'd been offered to jump a queue at the airport, and I told the gentleman, no, I'm sorry. And said, oh, Prof, I'm not going to take you money. I said, no, it's not about you taking me money. I'm not used to that. You know, I find it a little bit irritating when people want to join the queue, and so I don't want to do it. So I can appreciate why the MP or the PC, would want to join the queue. But also the opposition, you can understand. Right. Association, brand association.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to catch you. I might do it often because we are connecting with a lot of our correspondents from across the country. And right now, we're going to cross over to the Chebi constituency, where the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is set to vote right now. Let's cross over to you, Yvonne Nikwe. Are you with us, Yvonne? Oh, all right, Yvonne. Yes, Yvonne. Yes, tell us, has the president voted yet or is he about to?
Yes, just about 5 minutes ago, he's going through the process to cast his ballot. We're seeing lots of applause for him at the Rock of Ages Preparatory School where he's casting his ballot. This is a constituency where he was an MP for 3 consecutive terms before moving on to become a president for the Republic.
All right. So if you could just turn your camera and let us see exactly what you see over there. So show us visuals from there. Is the president within sight? All right, so there we see the president with his security detail over there. All right, Evelyn, if you could just adjust the camera properly so we can see better. Yes, thank you so much. So there he is, also in white, the President of the Republic. And we would like to please see the president still, Yvonne. So just turn your camera to the president, okay? Just turn your camera to him. Yvonne, if you can hear us, turn your camera to the president. Turn your camera. Turn your camera.
There's so much noise here.
Turn your camera.
Hear you clearly.
Yvonne, turn your camera. All right. Yvonne cannot hear us. Okay, there you go. Okay, obviously there are lots of pressmen there, all trying to catch a glimpse of the president. And Yvonne isn't the tallest correspondent we have, and so she's not able to get her camera to go above so she can get good visuals for us. But we're going to try to fix that, and then we'll bring those visuals. We'll bring those visuals to you more clearly. But just to let you know, Yvonne, our correspondent, is coming to us live from the Rock of Ages Preparatory School in Chebi, where the president is set to cast his vote this morning. He's already there, clad in all white, with his security detail there, to vote. And that constituency is actually his primary constituency. He's been member of parliament for that constituency 3 consecutive times. And so he's no stranger to that constituency. And we will continue to bring you that live feed when it's better. And also, all the notable figures in our country are members of parliament, key members in government, and so on, who go and cast their votes today. We'll bring you the live feed. Also, on our Instagram and other pages, We're bringing you some of the videos and images which we are not able to bring to you on TV. But you be on standby. Already we've seen the president. We have also seen earlier going to cast his vote, the vice president, the NPP presidential candidate. We are yet to see the candidates for the NDC. We're yet to see the candidates for the New Force. We're yet to see the candidates for the Alliance for Revolutionary Change. We're told that this morning the candidate for the NDC, former President Mahama, is currently visiting the grave of his father, and he will go and vote after he's done with that visit to his father's graveside this morning. So you be on standby. We'll continue to bring you the visuals, and I must say we are grateful to you. We see you on our live stream. The numbers keep going up. Thank you for choosing us. We appreciate it, and we assure you that we'll continue to bring you a very comprehensive coverage, analysis, data, breaking news, and everything you need to know today, all the way till the results are declared. Back in studio, I think, Prof, you were speaking before I cut you there.
That's right.
So you think this is something that's happened at the blind side of the law, and that after today we need to fix it?
Yeah, I suppose because obviously, one would say that what would the presence of a candidate do
in the queue?
In the queue for the last moment? But
maybe you whisper to the person. In front
yeah,
of
but you see, everything is science.
Yeah.
The effect should be investigated, and then of course could be told. But from a marketing perspective, I always say that look, there's a reason why a brand would just flash without any sound, and then it would actually fall in your memory. So maybe whilst they're campaigning, you don't want it to wane. Over time, it will wear off. The campaign messages will wear off.
Here's an idea. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's for the top of mind awareness effect.
That's the kind that we're talking about.
Nobody's allowed to loiter after voting.
No.
So if you just vote and go, then they won't remember you were there.
That's right.
So if you stay in the queue, you remain top of
mind. Absolutely. You see, so you can have an effect, without people realizing that you're having an effect, because your campaign has worn off. I mean, it wears off over time. And I was even thinking the transitioning between that day that no campaign happens to the election day.
The one day.
How much would election candidate or electorate lose in terms of presence? Heavy, And so maybe the EC must take into cognizance that also, because the genuine concern.
Exactly. And Mr. Frimpong, you've also been following today. You've seen and heard the reports from the various constituencies. What's your general assessment of how we are doing so far?
Okay, let me begin from my own polling station.
Yes, sir.
I went there early
At 5?
Yes, 2 polling stations. I'm happy to be the first in the B polling station.
Okay.
Everything was okay. At 7, it started. And A, the voting was going on. I was called, I got there, and they say the machine is malfunctioning.
I'm sorry to cut you, sir, and again, I might be doing this often, but these are live visuals we're bringing you from the graveside of the father of the former President Mahama. We told you earlier that he was visiting his father's graveside. He's the one who's in all white. It appears today white is the color of the day. So he's in all white. He's visiting his father's graveside before he goes to vote this morning. So to all those who have been asking why he has not voted yet, this is why. He's performing a personal visit to his father's graveside. Maybe later when we talk to him, he would tell us why he decided to do that on this day. But while he does that, we will give him the privacy that this requires, so that he can finish that, and then he will go and vote, and then we'll have that conversation with him. All right, so back in studio, Mr. Frimpong was just telling us about the smooth process at your polling station.
My polling station, the 2 of them, I was in B, and A was moving on smoothly. They said our machine was not working.
Which machine?
The verification. But this one...
Your BVD was not working?
But the other group was moving on all right. They took another one. They said it was
So they had a spare BVD?
Yes.
Okay.
They said it was the same. Then I told them that let's contact the one in the
on the other
group.
side.
It happened is my son.
Oh.
Who has also did a service at the Electoral Commission. So I know he has that experience.
Okay.
So he came and fixed the thing.
Oh.
So that was what happened. But the patience people had, even when the other side was voting and we were not voting, was very commendable. And the place looks far calmer than it was 4 years ago. So that was the experience I had.
I'm glad you mentioned patience and calmness, because that's something I would like you to give us a comparison of between 2020 and 2024. I was listening to some pundits earlier who said that the tension and the anxiety and the general mood that characterized the 2020 elections is a very sharp contrast with the mood that's characterizing this particular election. And they were sort of attributing it to the fact that, well, a party has been in power for 8 years, and after every 8 years, the party sort of doesn't put in as much as they would when they've been in power for 4 years, and so the opposition and arguments and so on. You tell us. I mean, you've seen all the elections. What's your perception, about the mood this year, at least versus the last election, 2020?
Okay, 2020, we can't talk about it without talking about COVID. COVID itself brought a whole sort of uncertainties surrounding the incident. So people...
All right, I'm sorry to cut you, but we have to go over now and take visuals from the polling station where Lordina Mahama is currently voting. Yes, we see her casting her votes there. That is the former First Lady of the Republic of Ghana. Casting her votes there, all right, casting her vote there. And for those who are asking where are all the notable people who are supposed to be casting their votes to encourage people to go out to vote, well, now we're bringing you visuals. That's Lordina Mahama there voting. We've seen Dr. Bawumia vote. We've seen Honorable Ursula Owusu vote. We've seen His Excellency the President vote. We'll continue to bring you visuals as they show up at their polling stations. Know that we have covered all the polling stations. Well, we're everywhere. And so for every visual that you need to see, you will see it on this platform. Yes, sir, back to you. We're talking about the COVID effect and the 2020 elections.
It brought about a whole lot of uncertainty.
Yes.
Right from even the registration, whether it could come on, and what happens, are people not going to contract COVID and all that? But you come to this year now, and those challenges are not there. And I think also that there has been much education, talk about peace, and so on. So it looks like
all right. Now we have to go back to the visual there. We see the former First Lady now in one of the boxes, presidential or parliamentary. She is casting her secret ballot. Also in all white. White is the color of victory, right? Yes. So she's putting her ballot, her secret ballots in the ballot box there. And now she's moving over to the second box to cast her ballot, again, either for presidential or parliamentary. I think Professor Kobe Mensah's comment about the need to mark the boxes clearly is it's quite right, because we should be able to tell which of the processes she's going through now, presidential or parliamentary, but we see that she's there and she's casting her vote. She looks just about done there. All right. She looks just about done there. All right. Live visuals. This is happening right now. And she's putting her ballot paper in the ballot box. For those of you who are listening to us on 3FM and you don't have the benefit of the visuals, we're showing on screen now the former First Lady, Lordina Mahama, casting her ballots there at her polling station. She's looking very lovely in an all-white outfit. She's smiling a lot. She seems very happy this morning. And she's just done there. I think when you finish casting your ballot, you're required to go and get the indelible ink. She's having some conversations over there with other people at the polling station. All right, so there we have it. Back to studio. There we have it. All right, back to studio. We were talking about just an overview, a comparison between last election and this one. Yes, sir.
So
we were very concerned about COVID and whether we would even vote.
Yes,
you think that's what caused the tension and anxiety and a lot of anticipation also?
We were not sure what is going to happen at any point in time.